Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and enjoy this fanfic part 1. Now let's start the fanfic. Sasuke. Sakura bit her lower lip, trying to hold back the tears that were forming. He had came back for her. What are you thinking? He said you were annoying, so why would he come back because of you? Her inner self asked, trying to make the genin feel worse. I don't know. It had been a week since he had come back. Uchiha Sasuke, the sole survivor of his clan, had come back after 2 years and he had finally killed his brother. After he selfishly got what he wanted and maintained all that damn power. Sakura's inner self screamed in her mind. But, at least he's back safely. Her hands laid on her lap, fidgeting with the cloth of her skirt. She had waited so long, tried to change herself to be what he wanted her to be. Sakura wanted Sasuke to accept her, and while the time he was gone, she tried her best to change. Be stronger, braver, hold something that a shinobi needed and grasped. But now that he's back, does he pay attention to you, Sakura? Her inner self questioned and the Haruno girl stared at her hands. No, but he just needs time to get used to things here again. He's been gone for 2 years after all. I thought you had forgotten about Sasuke, Naruto's words echoed in her mind. He was so dense, how could she ever forget about the boy she loved so much? Her heart ached as she stole a glance at him. She loved him so much, and right now, Sakura was just happy that he was safe. Even though 2 years had passed without the presence of Sasuke-kun, she tried to stay in control. The young genin did her best to wait for him, and hold herself together. The girl knew he would return. Of course he would. So, you betrayed your village just for the power of Orochimaru and to kill your brother, am I correct? Tsunade questioned the young clan member. You know that, within these 2 years, you were put down as a missing nin of Konoha village. Sakura winced as she heard the Hokage say these words. Her eyes waited for what Sasuke would say, what he would do to protect himself from this. I know. What the? Why, I know. That's not going to help him at all. The inner Sakura screamed, flailing multiple times. The real Sakura just sat there next to the Hokage, looking at him with a painful expression. How can he keep that calm face, his interior? Sakura wondered. Sasuke. Sighing, Tsunade rested her chin on her palm. I want to know what you will do to make up for the time you've been with our enemy. You almost destroyed Konoha by joining Orochimaru's force. Sasuke nodded. I know that I can't do anything right now, but my words are what I have to convince you that I've learned my mistakes, and my vengeance is over. I don't regret accepting Orochimaru's curse, that is the truth. I just see that I have no use with him anymore and that I have nothing left now that my brother is dead. He's being so honest, too honest. Sakura looked at her Hokage and then at the boy she loved. What will happen now? All discuss this over with our elite shinobis. Tsunade closed her eyes. You all are dismissed. Hearing that, Sakura abruptly stood up and hurried to Sasuke's side. Do you think they'll forgive you, Sasuke-kun? I don't really care. But she seemed so timid at the moment, just like Hinata. Speak up, Sakura. Sasuke. That was all she could say. It was painful enough to see that he didn't care at all. What happened these 2 years? The cotton-haired girl was really curious. Why had he turned so cold, more isolated? Sasuke-kun, please, tell me. She seemed so weak at this moment, but she didn't care. It's none of your business. But it is. The Uchiha glared at her. Sakura, you have no right to know. Just leave it as it is and leave me alone. Her eyes dimmed with tears. Okay. I told you he was the same cold bastard as before, Naruto told her crossly. He didn't want to think about Sasuke at this moment, after trying to search for his comrade over the 2 years, and then getting an answer from him. Naruto had finally realized that he had abandoned Konoha, and everyone that belonged to the village. Even though he never spoke about the confrontation he had with Sasuke a few months back, to change the way he thought towards his teammate, whatever it was really damaged Naruto mentally. Sakura had feared to ask her friend because he seemed really upset when he woke up from his coma, the week after the Anbu shinobis found him near the forest. He had experienced a near-death fight, not that it was his first time, but this time, Sasuke didn't hold back his strength at all. Sakura had tried her best to not believe anyone, and she convinced herself that Sasuke was only doing this because he had to kill his brother, but as weeks went by, then months, everyone began to question her. You can say, to her, it was experiencing hell. Sasuke doesn't love you, you should be careful Sakura, one day he might use you. I told you Sakura, damn. Why won't you listen to me? Sasuke is a cold-hearted bastard, don't trust him. Please, Sakura, don't wait for him. Her friends, the people that meant everything to her hurted her so much, just by saying these words, and Sakura only sobbed throughout her time waiting for him. There was hope for him, there had to be hope for him, because he was Uchiha Sasuke. How many times did he tell her she was annoying? How many times did he protect her? She wanted to convince herself so badly that Sasuke was still the old boy she had loved and cherished. Now that he was back, Haruno Sakura didn't know what to do. He's all that I have left, really, Sakura. The voice softened. Is he really someone that will accept the fact that you love him? Do you think he will feel the same way? Do you think he will sacrifice himself for you, when you will certainly do for him without hesitation? Stop it. Sakura covered her ears, trying to shut the voice up. Please, shut up. Sakura-san, are you alright? A voice made her heart shoot up. Lee-san. Sakura blinked, trying to wipe her tears away. What are you doing here? I just wanted to see how you were doing. I heard stuff. Stuff. Did Naruto or Ino talk behind her back? Did Kakashi-sensei discuss about her to anyone? Did anyone really cared? Sorry Sakura-san, he walked over to her and knelt down, touching her face. You're going through a lot of pain, aren't you? When he finally said that, she knew that he had opened the key to the door that was keeping her emotional barriers together. Tears finally released as she leaned down to her lap, hugging her stomach as if a darkened warp hole was her in from there. It felt so empty. She felt so empty, because of Sasuke neglecting her, because of Sasuke ignoring her. Why does it have to be this way? The jade eyes that were once sparkled with life were now empty, and she sobbed more. Lee looked down, trying to hold himself together now. Seeing Sakura like this was painful to him as well. I'm sorry Sakura, that I can't do anything, but only comfort you. Meanwhile, Sakura's teacher stood at the door watching her cry. She still can't let him go. He sighed. At first I thought that she only had a childish crush for Sasuke, but can it be that she really loves him? It might have been possible, seeing the conditional state she was in. Sakura did wait for him over 2 years, but now that he's returned, she finally faces reality. He pitied his student. I can't do anything about it, it was her choice to fall for Uchiha. Kakashi had heard that even Ino had even moved on. Sakura's long rival had given up on Sasuke, and went for Shikamaru. That made him chuckle. But he couldn't at the time like this. If only Sakura was different. If only she wasn't so stubborn, and just accept the fact that even though Itachi was dead and Sasuke had accomplished his dream, the Uchiha heir would still not accept her. Why does it have to be like this? He heard Sakura let out another sob, and Kakashi sighed. It is because you won't let go of him. Her eyes were set on him, and the teacher lowered his gaze. Sakura. She clawed her dress. At first I thought that there was hope. 2 years ago, I let him go without a fight, because I thought that when Sasuke killed his brother, he would finally open up to me. I waited 2 long years, just for him to come back. All I wanted was for him to come back. I was there for him. I supported him. I believe in him when no one else did. I was always there. Tears splashed down the cement floor. But then, he comes back and just glares at me, and when I try and tell him everything's alright, he pushes me away. Then he tells me he doesn't care. I don't care. If I died, would he finally care? Would he at least feel the slightest regret or sorrow for me? Sakura looked up at her two comrades, hope and anger in her eyes. Would he at least cry for me? Quote. Sakura. Don't be reckless, Lee told her, trying to block what he just heard out. You wouldn't risk your life for that fool. Please don't think about it, please Sakura-san. I'm not being reckless. The girl stood up suddenly, growling low. You're being reckless, admit it. Shut up. I would do anything for Sasuke-kun. You whore, would you even sacrifice yourself for him? This isn't love, it's obsession. You are so foolish, thinking that killing yourself would make Sasuke love you, it'll only make him think you're weak. I hate a weak person, that's why I only rely on myself. The raven-haired boy's word echoed in her mind. And no, her body trembled. It's so cold, I feel so cold. Sakura, you need rest. Kakashi inquired and tugged her up. I'll take you home. Kakashi, sensei, I'll take her home if you want, Lee suggested, looking at the helpless girl. No, it's okay Lee. I think you need rest also, we'll be fine. Confirming this, Kakashi hoisted Sakura up so she was in his arms and he walked out the door. The child didn't fight back, because she was so deep in thought. Debating on if she would live or not, if it was right to commit suicide, to show that she loved Sasuke. She was desperate, she needed him. It was unbearable losing Sasuke the first time he left, but now that he's back and the opportunity was so easy to take, he wouldn't accept her, at all. Not even as a friend. You know, you really are annoying. Sasuke, I'll try my best to not be annoying, please just give me a chance. Sakura's eyes was lifeless, Kakashi examined. It was more of a dead green color than the sparkling jade he thought he saw 2 years ago. She's losing her sanity, because of Sasuke. Sasuke you bastard. A boy rushed in, then punched the handsome boy on the cheek. Ow, what the was that for? Sasuke narrowed his eyes and clenched his fist, holding back his anger. That was for Sakura. This is yet to be over, Uchiha Sasuke. I will give you as much pain, as much from what you've inflicted on Sakura-chan. Sakura. Sasuke thought quickly, but erased her name from his mind. What about her? He spit the blood out and glared at him. And if I had hurt her, which I don't recall, then it is only her and mine's personal business. It does not concern you. Be bastard. The taijutsu specialist growled, has Orochimaru taken your mind still? A negative feeling struck him, and he opened his mouth to say something but couldn't. Why was he so affected when someone reminded him about Orochimaru? It was obvious that Sasuke didn't want to be remember the hellish life he had gone through, just to kill Itachi. Quote. I wish you could understand. Tears began to quiver at the end of Lee's eyes. I wish you would realize how much you mean to Sakura-san. He launched another punch but Sasuke was able to dodge it. I have always envied you, Sasuke-kun, I have always wanted to be you, because you were a genius, you had everything. But then, I envied you more and grew jealous when Sakura began to devote herself to you. Devote herself to you. I knew that she had liked you, since we met at the Chunin exam, but then, after months, I realized that, it was more than that. You are so blind, for not seeing the girl's feelings for you. He landed a punch at his ribcage. Then, when you disappeared, I knew I was being selfish, but I was glad that time you had left. At first I thought you would be gone for a few weeks, I wasn't sure why you left, but the only thing that ran in my mind was that I finally had a chance to talk to Sakura, and maybe persuade her who was the better man. Sasuke still kept quiet, not knowing what to really say. She was supposed to forget about me. But, no matter how much I tried, Lee continued to bash Sasuke as much as he could with his punch and kicks. Tears stinging his eyes, I couldn't. Sasuke, I love you. Please, stay with me, don't go. If you do, then, please, take me with you. I can't stay here, without you. Her words began to get to him, but he just paid attention to Lee's attack. I failed to get her heart, because she had already devoted herself to you. No matter what I did, she didn't really care. I just felt like a nuisance to her because I only bothered her. She was nice to not reject me, but she didn't accept me either. I know how she feels right now, because she was rejected by you, and I know the pain is unbearable to handle. I know how she feels right now, because she was rejected by you. I rejected her, he thought, and finally realized his action was a bit too much. But, he meant the truth when he told her she was annoying. She was always in his way, an obstacle he had to eliminate so he could destroy his brother. Itachi was the only reason why he lived he was an avenger. The boy who possessed the Sharingan couldn't be distracted, and open up. He had to hate, be fed into the darkness to kill his brother. So Sasuke, what will you do once you kill your brother? Naruto asked one time, while they were on a mission to the Earth country. He never did give the blonde an answer, he felt he didn't have to. Do you know that Sakura will sacrifice her life for you? Lee screamed as he charged a blazing kick at the genius. Did you know that she would give up everything for you? For someone who doesn't love her back? Sasuke grunted in pain as he was caught off guard, and the thick eyebrow boy's feet met Sasuke's stomach. I wish that Sakura never loved you. A tinge of pain was felt. What? It wasn't the pain from where Lee kicked him, but it was what Lee said. I wish that Sakura never loved you. Memories began to flash in his mind. Sakura hugging him when he first was hit with the curse seal. She cried for him, and stopped him. The pink-haired shinobi again, crying every time he came back injured. Sasuke-kun, I'm happy that you're alright. She was the only person that cared for him, the only person that cried for him, be there for him. But then, I envied you more and grew jealous when Sakura began to devote herself to you. The scene of when the last met 2 years ago, her standing helplessly trying to persuade him to stay, or take her with him. Please, Sasuke, if not, then take me with you. I don't know how I can help you, but I'll do anything. And then, the scene they had a few hours ago. What happened these 2 years? It's none of your business. But, it is. She really wanted to know. I guess, I was too harsh on her. I love you, Sasuke. Reality finally came forth and he felt a surge of pain as Lee pushed his opponent up and kicked him again in the stomach with his knee. Lee, Sasuke grunted in pain. Stop, I understand. It's going to be dangerous fighting in the rain, so everyone, keep your eyes open. If everything was like back then. Sasuke-kun, watch out. If we were together like in the past, even if he didn't open up to me, at least he would be there for me. Hey, I told you we could do it. Right, Kakashi-sensei? I did it all by myself, without Sasuke's help. Everything, tears began to fall, would have been so, right? Congratulations everyone, mission accomplished. So, you cry in your sleep too. You are a wreck, aren't you, Sakura? Eyes open, Sakura felt her energy drained away from her sudden tantrum earlier. The young shinobi couldn't move, so she just shifted her head so she was facing her teacher. It was embarrassing having him see her like this. I must look horrible from all that crying. It didn't bother Sakura anymore that she was pretty, ugly, that she was skinny or fat, slender, tall or short, anything that made a girl stick out. She was ruined now. The girl was lying in bed, unable to move. Did physical appearance matter now? It was all for Sasuke to notice me too. Sakura. Kakashi was unable to say anything to her. It was horrible seeing her in this state. Are you really that depressed? He knew it was stupid to ask, but the Junin couldn't help it. Seeing his former student like this just because of some boy was pathetic. Especially one that didn't care for how she was doing or what had happened to her. Sensei, what does it look like? I'm fine, really. I was just a bit overboard back there. That's all. Nay, she nodded and tried to pull herself up in a sitting posture. You don't need to take care of me, I'm old enough to handle this. Wrong. She regretted saying that, because the genin knew that she was going to get a deep lecturing now. Damn Sakura. Kakashi slammed his fist on the bed, but the soft mattress just softened his fist's impact. How can you say that, when you can't even forget about Sasuke? Look at you. You're a mess. You think I'd believe what you just said? Do you think anyone would? She could tell he was outraged, especially when she could tell his lips were quivering from the sudden outburst. I'm sorry, Kakashi-sensei. Looking down, Sakura lowered her eyes. I just can't help but love him. How long will you continue to love him? I don't know, but I can't give up. I know that Sasuke is the Sasuke I used to know, and he's not a bad person. It's just what? Damn, her inner self had appeared again. He just needs time. He just killed his brother, and the after effect must've, he didn't even let her finish. Sakura, he spat, biting his lip under the mask as he leaned closer to her. His eyes were angry, and she felt scared. How long will you keep on denying? How long will you think he'll recover from what happened and accept you? Oh God, it's coming again. The salty tears flooded down her cheeks as she tried to calm herself down. The once happy girl just sat there on her bed, staring at her teacher with such sorrow. I know, was the only thing the girl could say, but, after so long, I still can't let him go. Can't you understand, sensei? 195, up. 196, down. 197, up. 198, down. 199, say Kakashi-sensei, where do you think Sasuke-kun and Naruto are? The 12-year-old girl sat on top of her sensei as he began to do his push-ups. I don't really know, probably sparring, was his reply. Would be fun seeing them beat each other up, wouldn't be a surprise. He switched to one-finger push-ups, and waiting for his student to resume counting. Ah sensei, how can you say that? They're your students, but they're also who they are. Like, Sasuke is Sasuke and Naruto is Naruto. Sasuke is cuter, Sakura inferred with a happy smile. Even though they are who they are, I guess it's a good thing. Though, I wish Sasuke-kun would talk to me more than an HN, or nothing at all. Sighing, the ninja rested her chin on her hand. Feeling her teacher's weight go up and down, she mumbled, 200. You do know that, as much as you try on protecting Uchiha, he won't feel grateful at all. You just made me feel sad, sensei. His smartest student out of the three whined. But, I know. Oh, he raised an eyebrow, then why do you keep on chasing after him? Because, I want to know what my prize in the finish line will be. You know, if I keep on waiting and being there for Sasuke-kun, there might be something good out of it. I know that, all of the things I've done for him can't be in vain. I believe that fate is fair, and that one day, Sasuke and I can be together. You fantasized too much, but I can't help it. She stuck her tongue out, smiling. The memory passed through his head quickly, and he just collapsed on Sakura. Wah, Kakashi-sensei, are you alright? Sakura shook on his shoulders as he leaned against her, eyes closed. His body seemed to lay unconscious, which worried Sakura. Nothing had happened, he was just standing there yelling at her, then a second later, he falls on her as if he had a heart attack. Unless, oh my god, Kakashi-sensei, don't scare me. I'll call the ambulance, hold on. She was scared, really scared. Trying to pull her dead body up, Haruno Sakura gripped on the edge of the bed to pull her weight off of her teacher. Please be alright, sensei. I'm alright. Don't worry. It was a small mumble, but she was able to hear him. Why you scared the shit out of me. The pink-haired Kunoichi smacked him with her fist. Ow. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Sorry, Sakura. He rubbed his head, but then her fingers got caught in his mask and as she pulled away, the black cloth went with her. Quote, Kya, I'm so sorry Kakashi-sensei, it was an exceed. His face caught her breathlessly. It was like an angel's face, who had gone through the end of serenity. It's okay, the silver-haired teacher excused the incident, snapping the girl out of the trance. Oh my god, I just saw Kakashi's face. But wait, this isn't the time to be thinking about this. I'm supposed to be thinking about Sasuke. She just couldn't help but laugh out loud, the first time out of 2 years. Do you really understand, Sasuke-san? Lee toned, staring at him in disbelief. Yes, I do. It was a matter of minutes as he tried to stand up. Lee had hit him pretty good while he was off guard. But, what do you want me to do now? You've told me how Sakura felt, but I really don't know what to do to make her feel better. And the things that you might want me to do, isn't really what I would really do, if I was who I am now. Sasuke-san, I don't need to know you to understand what situation we're in. I just think that, if you don't expect anything from Sakura and you, then you should at least tell her straight that you never intended to have her like you, so she would stop swooning over someone she can never have. Stop having her run around, waiting for you. Because all it does is hurt her. The 14-year-old roughly cleaned his outfit and glared at Lee. I think that, if I really did that, it'd just give you an opportunity with her. He smirked as the other boy frowned, knowing he was right. Even though I can't do anything for Sakura, I wouldn't surrender her to him. It was his pride in hand now. Still, I think I would be the better one out of both of us. At least I feel for her, and I comfort her. Rather than she is doing the other way around for you. At least I will always be by my side, and I will give her my heart, and protect her with my life. But, will she accept you? The Sharingan heir crossed his hands, staring at the unspecial boy coldly. Do you think that you can just make her love you, the way you love her? Lee glared at Sasuke. At least I'm the one who can't live without her. You think I can? Where did that come from? Sasuke wondered, not knowing what he had meant by saying that. But, as much as he tried to deny it, it was true. She was the one who had kept his life bond together. Her words still rung in his mind as he felt her by him even if they were miles apart. She was your hope, was she really now? He wasn't sure, but, even he really needed her now, it would just cause a sign of weakness. But even Gaara accepted love. That was true, but Gaara was different. Was he the same? What do you mean, Sasuke-san? Can you really not live without her? Or are you just saying that because you don't want to lose? Lee knew what was going on. Sasuke wouldn't just say that without something under his sleeve. He had some nerve not giving Sakura up. He didn't want her a while ago, so why now? Did he want to continue to have her suffer? What was he thinking? Sasuke shook his head slightly. Why did he still want to hold ties with the annoying girl he knew so long ago? It was just, you don't want to lose the only light you have left in your life. The voice was back, and it was ready to debate him to full force. You've killed Itachi, so why are you still like this, Uchiha Sasuke? Good question. It was something Sasuke never found out ever since the blood of his brother dripped in his flesh. The eyes of the dead murder staring at him, the smirk on his dead face, why was he still not free? The feeling of loneliness, hatred has consumed you too long. The feeling won't go away. Sakura, are you okay? Kakashi took his piece of cloth and hung it across his face again. The man was surprised to see her laugh again. He missed the joyous sound. Hey, I never knew seeing my face would make her laugh so much. Don't tell me my face is that funny. No. Sakura held onto her stomach. It's just, oh my god, are you pouting? Kakashi-sensei, stop that. I can't help myself. Taking a deep breath, Sakura patted her chest. Phew, it's really been a while that I've laughed. Thank you, Kakashi-sensei. The thank you made her feel good. She actually thanked someone. I've missed a lot of happiness the past 2 years, haven't I? It was the truth Sakura wanted. She wanted to know why everything seemed to pass so quickly, though when the time she was alone went by like small pieces of sand falling, never ending. It's because you were waiting for Sasuke so long. Let's just say, You never really cared. That's something no one ever told me. I guess it's the truth anyways, the girl admitted with disappointment. I just don't know what to do now. Leave the past behind. Something Kakashi never knew he was able to say, seeing he wasn't that type to give out psychological advice. Though, maybe because of what became of him these years, a little bit of change would have occurred to the older man as well, other than his young apprentices. You should really cheer up, or you'll never have a future. Just give up on Sasuke, don't you think? Isn't your dream to become a medic nin anyways, Sakura? Medic nin? At first yes, but that wasn't really my true intentions. It was only to prove to Sasuke that I'm more than a weak ninja. I wanted to be able to show off to him that I was good at something for once, and not be so bothersome. The female shinobi closed her eyes and nodded. I guess you can say that, but maybe Tsunade-sama has given up on me. Oh, it's because I always seem to be distracted, although I do improve. Maybe she's grown tired of me. That was her conclusion for the Hokage. And, after all, I don't think I'd make a good medical nin. Maybe I'll see through to something else. Sakura. Kakashi tried to persuade her, but she just shook her head. Don't, sensei, I know what you're trying to do, but I'll just have to say again. I can't, and will not, give up on Sasuke-kun. You're so persistent. Of course, Sakura smiled sweetly. Haven't I always been? Hey, well then, he began to stand up. My only intentions here were to guide you to a different path in life. I guess that didn't work out. There's nothing I can really do now. It's all up to you, Sakura-chan. So, please, take care of yourself and don't do anything foolish. If you are really going to stay dedicated to Sasuke, then, all I have to say is good luck. And also good luck on your future being a medical nin, bye bye. And with that, the great Junin disappeared with a poof. HMPH, she pouted, he still treats me like a child. But aren't you? Oh, shut up. Even though you're inside my head, it still has nothing to do with you. But I'm still you, and you are still me. I'm your inner self, and you will listen to me. Got it, Sakura? I mean, please, open your eyes for once. Without me, you might as well be dead, or already in a suicidal condition. The kunoichi had sworn her inner self was smirking. I don't really care. Oh well, they still treat you like a little child. Just like how Kakashi-sensei treats you. So, please, take care of yourself and don't do anything foolish. Ha, can you believe that? It's proof that you're still weak and young in his eyes. Maybe it's a good thing, but yet, he doesn't trust you. It is true. Sakura glanced at herself in the mirror, hung against the wall in front of her. She had put the mirror there to see herself every morning. How much feminine the pink cherry blossom had grown over the night. Yet, maybe some, especially Ino, would have considered her ex-best friend vain, but Sakura just wanted to see her best looks, and yet, her worst. It's not like Sasuke would really matter at all. The thought made her gloom. I see no purpose in my life anymore anyways. So maybe I am a child, but still. Why am I still here now? Bastard. Lee spat. Maybe, I should really kill you if you won't give Sakura up. I don't get you. You have no need for Sakura-san and yet you still keep her in chains emotionally. Winding up a punch, Lee jumped towards Sasuke and growled, I'll show you that I love Sakura. That by hurting you, it will show her that I care for her a million times as you can, if you're able to. But wouldn't hurting me cause her pain, and have her hate you, Lee? Sasuke used that as an advantage, but too bad for Lee, he had already shot up into a fury. I don't care. At least I will hurt you to make myself feel better. This is a punishment for having Sakura suffer for so long. You act like some lovesick dog, he replied calmly, dodging Lee's blows. I see you haven't improved much in your taijutsus since 2 years ago, Well, I'll show you what true strength is. With that, Sasuke caught the thick-eyed-browed boy's foot and pulled him in the air, spinning the guy with full force. Let's see who'll die. Love is the strongest thing I need right now, and I will defeat you with it. Lee glared and shielded himself as Sasuke let go of him, having the tiger boy fly across the room. Ugh! Blood was running down his lip as Lee tried to get up. That didn't hurt one bit, he lied while wiping the blood off his face. This is for Sakura, I hope she understands. Sasuke his head to the side, waiting for what Lee would do next. He knew the older boy, Lee is 15, had a better brain than he did, but that was only meant for taijutsus. Sasuke remembered once when Sakura had come to ask him for advice about being a better shinobi, and he told her that it was useless being one without knowing genjutsus and ninjutsus. That was the truth. Relying just on taijutsus was pathetic. Lee can't even handle a shuriken, the 14-year-old boy reminded him, though he has experience defending himself from ninja techniques without knowing or using them. Neji once was on his team after all. Lee just smirked. It reminded Sasuke of when his brother used to smile with something devious forming in his mind. Sasuke-san, you will see, was his only reply, and it made the raven-haired boy twitch with curiosity. It had been a while someone had given him such anticipation with what the hell was going on. Had Rock Lee created a new move while the other boy was gone, avenging his brother? Initial Lotus, Amit Renge. Lee shouted, opening the first chakra gate to his supreme attack. Maybe he didn't make a new move, Sasuke sighed, to think he wouldn't be more old-fashioned. Running to a defense mode, the cold male waited for his opponent to unleash his attack. Seeing Sasuke's calm face irritated him. Forgive me, Sakura, this is for you. I will make him pay for all the pain he has caused you. He then summoned a high amount of speed and kicked Sasuke head up into the air before the boy could react. Then, he unwrapped the bandages around his arm and encircled it around the other ninja. This is my first time using this technique on you, there's no way you can resist the pain. Hey, damn, he's right. Sasuke looked for a way out, but the bandages had wrapped around too tightly. Lee and him were now tightly falling down by the gravitational pull, ready to hit smack down against the concrete ground. Oh my god, Sasuke-kun, Lee-san, stop it. A young female appeared and ran to the place they were going to land. Sakura, move. If she wasn't going to move, the two would hit her and she would be the one who consumed the impact and receive more damage. Lee tried to cancel the attack, but they were too deep in the pull to stop the technique, and Sakura wouldn't budge. She just stood there, staring at them with her hands out. Sasuke also knew what was going on, and he knew she was staring at him. Move, Sakura, he yelled under his breath, loud enough for her to hear. Surely she would obey his orders, but to his surprise, she didn't. I can't have you hurt, Sasuke-kun. And right there, they flew down and crashed into her. A huge crater was caused by the huge impact and dust flew everywhere, covering the room. Lee wasn't able to move, but he dragged himself up, yelling Sakura's name. Where are you? Are you okay? On the other hand, Sasuke groaned in pain as he tried to open his eyes. He felt himself lay on something soft, different from the ground. Suddenly, it came as a realization that Sakura was underneath him. Oh, God, he muttered as he looked at the fragile girl underneath him. She looked brutally injured, lip bleeding, a bruise on her right cheek. Her condition looked like the time when the Sound Nin had attacked them when they were doing the Chunin exam. Sakura, intact, her eyes fluttered and she coughed from the thick dust. Jade pupils stared up at his onyx eyes and she tried to touch his face, flinching ever so slightly by the pain that shot over her body. Sasuke-kun, you're alright. Look at her, she's still like this for you, putting your condition in front of hers, risking her life for you, that's more than you'll ever need to live, the voice whispered in his head. Why are you so nice to me, after what I've done to you? I don't recall being nice to you, Sakura. It doesn't matter if you're nice to me or not. I just don't want to see you hurt or injured. I guess I'm used to being treated like this by you, brushed away, ignored, hated by you. But those feelings can't make me stop loving you. After 2 years, I guess that love has consumed me and my will has grown stronger for being there for you. Her words had reached him, and he suddenly felt a bit emotional, but didn't show it. He just smiled slightly, and pulled her hand down so she wouldn't inflict any more pain on herself. What Sakura had just said was very similar to what his inner self had said a while back. The feeling of loneliness, hatred has consumed you too long. The feeling won't go away. That was how she felt, and he couldn't stop the girl from loving him because it had consumed her for so long. He was glad that she loved him. She's your only light from darkness. Maybe I can really open up to you, Haruno Sakura. She smiled, and that was the last thing she did before blackness clouded her mind and she closed her eyes. Sasuke actually smiled at me, and told me he would probably open up to me. Sakura screamed in her mind, happily. Still unconscious, she could feel a warm fuzzy feeling in her stomach. I'm glad that I didn't give up on Sasuke yet. I knew something glad would. Bam! A surge of something struck her body. She couldn't really pinpoint where, but it hurt so much. This pain. The medical ninjas stood there and shook their heads. Who was responsible on taking Haruno-san here? One asked, staring at the people who were waiting for the next few updates on their dear shinobi. A ninja stepped forward and lowered his head, as if he did something wrong. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to drop her while we were running here. You what? Dropped her? Lee began to cry out hysterically at the flawed man. How could you? You're a shinobi. Calm down, Lee, his sensei, guy, told him. Then he gave his student a pat and turned back to the doctor. So what's her condition now? Any injuries from the accident? They all prayed it was nothing serious, or else the poor shinobi who did the favor of carrying Sakura here was in for trouble. I'm sorry to say this, but right now, she has a head injury which made her go through memory lost. What? So you mean Sakura-chan won't be able to remember us? Naruto blinked and shook the medical nin. Lee just stood there, unable to say a word. Is there any way to regain her memories? Is it permanent? Again and again, Naruto spilled out spontaneous questions, and the people tried to shush him down. You see, there is a good news and bad news. Kakashi-sensei stood at the doorway, finally speaking up. So, tell us the good news then. Don't want to spoil it when you tell us the bad news. Alright, he coughed. Haruno-san's memory lost is not permanent. She will be able to regain her memories, for sure. And the bad? Sasuke mumbled, staring at the person who was handling Sakura. Well, it might take some time. Like, years? Naruto questioned in suspense. Why yes, but it may take weeks or months. Her head injury will heal up, but if you want to give it a good 50 that her memories will come back within this year, probably try and take her to familiar places, events, people, feelings. That kind of stuff. He pushed his glasses up from the nose, but I can't guarantee you that it will most likely work. In my hand though, it has to other patients. They all sighed, each one worrying about Sakura's care. Do you know what she has forgotten? Kakashi-sensei asks the stupidest questions. Naruto narrowed his eyes in a disappointed pout. The doctor turned to the person who asked the question. Well, Kakashi-san, by my guess, I think she has forgotten everything. The head injury was pretty painful in her experience, especially when it hit critically. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't even know her name. Poor Sakura-chan, Naruto gloomed. Can we go in and see her? He wanted to see Sakura for himself, maybe alone to try and help her remember who he was. He was sad that the girl didn't remember anything, so his new goal was to have her get familiar with him again. Hey, I have a good idea. If I can get close to Sakura now, maybe she'll like me more than when she had her memories. Because she's forgotten about Sasuke. Lee, as well, was thinking the same thing. Yes, can we go see Sakura? Not now, she hasn't woken yet. If you really want to see her, the hospital visiting hours open at 8 a.m., so come by then, and hopefully she'll also be awake. Tsunade thanked the medical nin. Thank you. Hopefully that girl will be alright. Let's go and not be bothersome. You're right, come on Lee. Guy didn't need to pull on the boy as he followed obediently. Unlike the blonde boy, who was dragged out of the hospital by Kakashi. You know Naruto, I won't find it surprising that Sakura will remember you. You're so loud. Ah, Kakashi-sensei, was that a compliment? Uzumaki Naruto grinned, giving his teacher the peace sign. I can't wait to visit Sakura-chan tomorrow. The Silver Junin eyed the other teammate. I haven't heard you say anything Sasuke, deep in thought Naruto scolded as Kakashi spoke with his enemy. I'm partly glad that Sakura lost her memory, then she won't remember the painful times she had with Sasuke. No, the Uchiha boy muttered, just don't feel like talking. She was fine when I last saw her. Her smile, her words, when you last saw her, you told her you would finally open up to her. Sasuke shook his head, I don't understand why this had to happen. Was it on purpose or faith? Now that she's lost her memory, I doubt she'll be able to remember me right away. And I could tell what Lee and Naruto were thinking about back there. Are you jealous, Uchiha Sasuke? The inner voice chuckled dryly, which made Sasuke roll his eyes to himself. No, the remark was unsure, very unsure. He was then distracted with the conversation Kakashi-sensei was having with the annoying Dobi, Naruto. So Kakashi-sensei's not going to visit Sakura-chan tomorrow. Sadly, I have to meet up with Hokage-sama. I'll try and visit Sakura whenever I have time. Things have come up since Sasuke has come back. Hopefully you'll take care of Sakura for me, alright? She may need help getting quick reviews about jutsus and shinobi rules. Surely that won't be hard because she's a smart girl. If you can't do it, I'll leave it to Sasuke. No, I can do it. Sasuke quickly walked up, pacing up with the rest of the group. Naruto, teach. You have to be kidding sensei. Don't worry, I'll teach Sakura, surely she'll remember how to hold a kunai and shuriken. He was pleased with the remark as he stuffed his hands in his pocket. But Kakashi-sensei, I don't think Sasuke would be able to physically teach Sakura-chan, till she's fully healed nay. Naruto smirked as he argued back. No way am I letting you get a chance with Sakura-chan. Naruto is still immature as ever. Foolish counter when he doesn't want me to be near Sakura. Hey, let's see what Kakashi will say. The older man just walked ahead casually. Well, I can't really argue back on any of that. All I can say is, whenever the medical nin says Sakura is healthy again, then Sasuke will teach her. He stretched the boy's name, having the fox boy recognize it. I will make sure that whatever I do, I won't feel guilty about my decision. He didn't want what Sakura did the past few years to be in vain, nor could he forget the words she had said to him days ago. Her tears will continue falling, because at a point, she will regain her memories, so it's not worth changing destiny now with a mere change of plans. He nodded. Sakura will surely have after emotions whenever she remembers again. But, this is a perfect timing for Sasuke to start over with her. Oh my god, seriously, poor Sakura, Ino gasped as she plucked the flowers back in their belonging vases. What happened? It was the usual gossip between girls, even each team had a girl who knew everything about other people. 10-10, Ino, Sakura, even Hinata, although she never really gossiped, the Hyuga girl did listen to such news. Well, what I heard was that she was in her depressing mood again, crying all over the place. Someone said they saw Sasuke-kun and Lee too. After that, I think someone fought, a girl OC stated, and then whispered, I bet it was Sakura and Sasuke. He probably said no to her again, she's so persistent about asking him out. But you don't know what she's gone through, Ino sighed in the inside, and this is all untrue, Lee-san told me what really happened. Although Ino knew, she didn't want to really say anything. Let's see how far your lies go. Anyways, her black hair draped over her shoulders, and she smiled. What I think is that she lost the fight, and got injured. I won't believe that Sasuke-kun would really hurt her, but who knows Sakura? I would hurt her too because she's so annoying, always chasing after Sasuke-kun and stuff. Maybe he accidentally hit her on the head and that's why she has amnesia. Though no one wants to blame it on Sasuke-kun, so they took it on that dumb shinobi, which I would too, cuz who would want to get Sasuke-kun in trouble? The girl gave a dreamy smile and sighed heavenly. Hey, do you love Sasuke-kun? Ino asked her friend. The girl was finished with her rumor and was picking out roses. While pointing at a pink one, she laughed. Are you kidding? Of course I love Sasuke. He's so hot. So she only cares about his appearance, figures. Ino snickered. I thought so. It was the other girl's turn to raise an eyebrow. The customer waited for Ino to wrap the roses up, but Ino began to take her time. Hey, pink ribbon, alright. The girl commanded. Pink's my color, fits my green eyes, don't they? If I haven't mistaken, one time, Sakura bought a pink ribbon and she said the same thing, but you said pink didn't match with green, that's why you always made fun of her hair and forehead, huh? The blonde chunin had cornered the brat then. Were you jealous of Sakura? Me. Jealous of Haruno Sakura? No way. Everyone seems to be lying a lot these days. Ino shrugged, if you say so. Here are your roses wrapped in pink ribbons, hopefully you'll see what I mean. Bye bye. She waved the girl off eagerly. As the black-haired kunoichi frowned and walked out of the store, someone appeared behind the shelf of flowers. I see you and that Haruno girl have gotten on good sides again, huh? Shikamaru smirked, walking to the counter casually. Ino rolled her eyes, tapping the pen against her cheek. Oh, it's you, Shikamaru. She was happy inside that he came, but it wasn't like she was going to show him. He would surely say, girls are so bothersome with their emotional behaviors. He pulled a stool out and sat in front on Ino, the desk between them. She was sitting behind the register and the girl teased him. So, are you here to buy flowers, She didn't expect him to nod. So he is, huh? But for whom? Oh no, is our dear PMS Ino jealous? The genius boy smirked slightly in his own way. It was funny to see his girlfriend jealous. One thing was because it was so easy to tell. Her eyes always dimmed, as if she was thinking of whom the girl was, and her face always gave that, what the heck, look. Yamanaka Ino poked his cheek. So who is she? Spit it. The girl's eyes had flatly looked at him, waiting for the answer. You see, it's not practically from me. There he is away from the answer. Just because he's smart doesn't mean I'm dumb, HMPH. Come on Shika-kun. Alright. Uchiha boy wanted me to buy flowers for him so he take it to Haruno. Finally, he admitted his scheme. Ino just giggled, with that expression which worried the first chunin. Something makes me feel uncomfortable, Ino. Ah, Shika-kun. Don't give me that look, I'm just finding it cute that finally Sasuke-kun does something nice for a change. I wish a certain someone here would do that same for me. The shinobi girl looked at Shikamaru and gave him a cute pout. How come Shika-kun does other people favors but not mean? The boy's sweat dropped. Girls are so troublesome. Damn that Nara. Sasuke groaned as he waited in front of the hospital for Shikamaru. He just asked for a favor, and that was to get flowers. He would have done that personally, but it wasn't like him. And also, Ino would probably act all girlish about him getting flowers. Having Shikamaru Ino's boyfriend, Sasuke had thought it would be easier for him to get flowers, seeing that he had to have experience now. But god damn it, the boy was already 20 minutes late. Good morning Sasuke-kun. A girl chirped from behind. Uh-oh. Onyx's eyes turned around to stare at two other pairs of eyes. Nara. Yamanaka. Sasuke-kun. You can just call me Ino, or Ino-chan, K. The leaf shinobi grinned at him, waving with one hand, other hand slinging over Shikamaru's shoulder. We brought the flowers for you. Personally, I came along to check on Sakura-chan too. Great. Hey, Uchiha, not my fault at all. Told ya girls are bothersome, and this one just had to be a bit more packed. After that came out of his mouth, Ino punched the side of his head. Ow. Sorry Ino, couldn't help it. The lazy slacker rubbed his bruised head, groaning in pain. While doing so, Sasuke walked towards him and took, more like snatched the bouquet of flowers, probably mumbling a, thanks, and walked up to Sakura's assigned medical room. Ino called out, and then dragged the lazy boy with her as they followed along Sasuke. Sasuke-kun, please slow down. Shikamaru, can't you move your legs? You're so slow. She frowned as he still didn't obey her and she pulled him up the stairs further. We're gonna miss him if we're going at this pace. It's not like we can't ask a nurse on which room she's in, Shikamaru retorted. Hey, ow. Another hit was inflicted on him and Ino marched on, this time without him. Boys are so troublesome. That damn Ino, he groaned. Maybe she should have given Uchiha time to himself with that girl, always spoiling people. That's Yamanaka Ino to you, and again, he rubbed his head. I swear, her socks are getting harder and tougher. I can hear you Shikamaru. She yelled from the top of the stairs. The loud voice made him wince but he stood up and dragged his body up the stairs. I don't know how I ever liked her, he mumbled. But I can't help it, It made him, filled just to see her every day. Although they were the abusive, arguing, grouchy, typical couple, they loved each other their own way. As he appeared up the stairway, he heard Sakura's voice and also Ino's loud one. Sakura-chan, you woke up, nay. That's great. She glomped the other girl and squealed, it's so good to see you alright. The patient murmured, you are. Oh yeah, you lost your memory, right? Let's see, I'm your best friend, Yamanaka Ino-chan. And this is my boyfriend, Ino slurred the last word. Nara Shikamaru, and over there is Mr. Grouchy, Uchiha Sasuke. Uchiha Sasuke, did you say something Sakura-chan? The blonde tilted her head, and Sakura shook her head. Oh, no, just thinking about things, the name, Sasuke seemed familiar, that's all. The raven-haired boy leaning against the wall raised an eyebrow, Why yeah, but I'm not really sure. I don't remember anything, but from what you have said my name's Sakura, right? Her best friend pulled a smile and nodded, yeah, Haruno, Sakura. Matches your eyes and hair, nay. Oh yeah, probably forgot what you look like. Here, Ino took out a mirror from her purse, handing it to the other female. We also brought you pink roses, as a get well present. Or, Sasuke-kun got you the flowers, Ino smirked, isn't it sweet of him? He's so cold, I would have never figured out he was able to give other people flowers. Oh shut up Ino. Sasuke muttered and crossed his hand across his chest. Kakashi-sensei said that when you get well, I'll teach you a few things about being a shinobi. Most likely you'll be able to remember, so it won't be too hard until your memories return to you. Really, couldn't she just lay down there and wait for the day her memories come back naturally? Shikamaru advised, would be easier and she wouldn't need to do anything. Shikamaru. Ino's sweat dropped, and then hit him on the head. It'll take longer. We have to make the best of it for Sakura. Lying in bed all day won't help at all. Trying won't hurt. But still, that's not trying though. Sakura just stared at the couple in amazement, whispering under her breath, are they always like that? Sasuke smirked, always. I don't know who he is, but he looks so handsome. Sakura blushed, as he answered to her question. His name was so familiar, and when she had repeated the boy's name, it had seemed like she had said it 1,000 times before. His face is so familiar too. Sakura. Sasuke muttered, seeing she seemed to be deep in thought. Ino and Shikamaru didn't really pay attention as they both were arguing about the dumbest thing. From getting to one topic to the next, practically dragging people's name in the conversation as well. It isn't my fault I liked Sasuke-kun so long. It was your fault that you thought girls were so troublesome. But girls are troublesome, they won't stop being stubborn and admit it. Ino was yelling against the calm-toned Shikamaru, causing his girlfriend to get more irritated. Let's leave them alone. I feel like going outside, Sakura mumbled, trying to not glance at Sasuke. Alright, think you can get up? Why yeah, the kunoichi nodded and pulled her body up, walking quietly out the door with Sasuke in front of her. The couple continued to blow their cover as the other two disappeared outside. You know, usually you would be annoyed when Shikamaru and Ino were together, saying, they are so loud, or, they weren't meant to be. Then again, he twitched, you said those 2 years ago, so I wouldn't know much now. Well, they seem cute together. It must be because they don't get along but always find a way to speak with one another, it might be a way of them showing their feelings. And Ino-chan seemed really positive when she told me Shikamaru was her boyfriend. The girl giggled, it's sad that I lost my memory. I wonder if I have a boyfriend, or someone I love. He stared at the girl before him as she walked around a cherry blossom tree. I don't know, maybe you did have someone you loved. So, how well do you know me, Sasuke? I wonder if we were close, or something. I doubt it though, seeing how he seems uncomfortable being around me. Did something happen before I lost my memory? How well do I know her? The Uchiha pondered a bit. I don't know. Are we close? She's asking questions I don't know how to respond. Sasuke sighed. Why yeah, I guess we are. It never occurred to him that Sakura was ever close to him. But what happened a few days now, he wasn't sure if their status remained the same or not. The only thing was, Sasuke knew that he needed Haruno Sakura, because she was most likely the only person that was left in this world that understood him and would do anything for him. Uchiha Sasuke had always focused on being a shinobi, and focusing on killing Itachi, so he was never the type to experience love, or any of that emotion concern, as well as jealousy, or comfort. Sure, he had plenty from Ino and Sakura, but maybe this time, he would give Sakura, the new Sakura, and himself a chance on going through this course of life. It was really a rarity, that Sasuke was finally opening up. Things just didn't feel right when he had came back. Itachi was gone, now what? That was what he had always wondered. I guess it's something that girl will teach me. He stared at the pink kunoichi. The question had come out of nowhere, so the boy was caught off guard. He stared at her for a moment, and then looked back at the Sakura blossoms. He didn't know what to really say to her, he didn't know very much about her in the first place. 2 years ago, he had thought she was annoying, spoiled, weak. But now, what did he know about her? Was she the same? No, Sakura had changed when he had come back. But how could he now register all of her new capability, personality, maturity in his mind when he had only met her a week ago? Sakura tilted her head, blinking. Was I a bad person? Of course not, Sasuke coughed. It's just, I just want to know how I acted, how's my parents, like, who they are, who are my friends, am I a ninja? Simple things like that, simple for you to say, the raven-haired boy sighed. I just don't. Sakura-chan, I finally found you. A boy yelled and a flash of yellow was seen as it rushed towards the frail girl. I'm glad that you're finally awake. I was going to visit you earlier, but I got hungry. Please forgive me, Sakura-chan. Blinking a few times again, the pink shinobi sweat dropped. I forgive you, I think, but who are you? Hehe. Naruto grinned and flashed a peace sign. I am Uzumaki Naruto, the soon-to-be Hokage. Reet. Sasuke mumbled and closed his eyes. You still have that dream of yours. Oh, shut up, Sasuke bastard. The fox boy stuck out his tongue and hugged his dear friend. Time to give her a good impression of me, and a bad impression of Sasuke. Hey Sakura-chan, you do know that we've been good friends, right? The boy smothered himself against the female shinobi affectionately. How about you and me hang and eat ramen, K? Sasuke twitched and frowned. I wouldn't trust that doby. Naruto sneered at Sasuke. Well, me and Sakura should catch up on old times, she has the right to remember me. She can't forget a friend like me. Right, Sakura-chan? I was always here for you, more than that Sasuke bastard has. Oh, shut up, Dobi, the Uchiha boy growled lowly, and walked away. Hang with him all you want then, Sakura. If you need me, I trust that you'll be able to find me. I trust that you'll be able to find me. But, Sasuke, Sakura held out her hand towards him, but he didn't notice as he walked away. The boy snuggling against her frowned and rolled his eyes. Oh, come on, Sakura, ignore Sasuke. He's always been that way since forever, don't let yourself fall for him again. He's just gonna hurt your feelings. Fall for him, again. The kunoichi blinked and glanced at her so-called friend. What do you mean, Naruto? Oh shit, he smacked himself. And nothing, just talking to myself, anyways. Still wanna eat ramen, Sakura-chan. Damn, Sasuke closed his eyes as he had departed Sakura along with that stupid Dobi, Naruto. Was it a good idea? What if that Naruto would say something really stupid? Something that might have given Sakura a wrong impression of him. Why am I thinking about this? Sasuke pinched his skin and sighed. It became a habit for him to come back to realization. I just don't feel comfortable leaving her there, but when I'm with her now, it doesn't feel right. Because you don't know what to tell her, you have no memories of her in that head of yours, am I correct? Sasuke halted in his path and looked up the tree. It was his sensei, Kakashi. I thought you were busy, sensei. Well, I just got back, you know how Tsunade-sama likes to keep her meetings nice and short. I was just looking for you, I see you're having difficulties as well trying to remember. I can see that's causing our Sharingan boy some stress. Shut up, the boy muttered, his forehead wrinkling a bit. I don't want to think about it. It's not that you don't want to think about it, you're just worried that she won't be able to accept you now that she doesn't have her old memories, right? Damn, why was his teacher somehow able to tell? Wasn't Kakashi-sensei some old pervert who loved to read perverted books? When did he become so considerate about other people's lives? It's not that I'm really worried about that, Sasuke admitted, she will recover her memories again. Oh come on Sasuke-kun, don't tell me the thought of her giving you a second thought haven't occurred in your mind. Even though she may have lost her memory now, the things that are happening at this moment will still remain in her head. You already know that Naruto and Lee are trying to take your place in her heart, so will she really have a change of heart when her amnesia is over? The teacher chuckled, I wonder. Quote. The cold wind brushed against Sasuke's face, blowing his dark blue hair in the air. Emotions began to whirl in him as he settled a calm outer expression. The shinobi didn't know what to think at the moment, as his mind dragged him to the thought that right now Sakura was probably listening to his and her terrible relationship by Naruto. You know Sasuke, you should really tell her the truth, it seems like when you're brought up in a conversation, or you talk to her, she seems to regain a part of her delicate memory. His fingers bit against the palm of his hand. The Junin laughed slightly, leaping off the tree branch. A thud was heard as the older man walked next to the 14-year-old. Are you scared that she might suffer the pain she had before? Damn Kakashi again, what's up with him? He seems to be reading my mind somehow, Sasuke sighed and continued walking forward. You can say that, but I wouldn't put it scared. Silence after Sasuke's words had slipped out of his mouth. Look, how long are you going to continue to act like a touch little boy, Sasuke? The teacher was running out of patience as he pushed his student against the tree trunk, gripping on the boy's shirt collar with irritation. Give it up Uchiha, you should know better that Itachi is dead, Sakura is in a serious position right now with her memories hidden. I thought you would change, for her. The student stared at his sensei with cold onyx eyes, only revealing his grim face. Oh, you think I want to be like this? Do you think I can change? The leaves began to drop around them as they resumed staring at each other. I'm sorry, Kakashi-sensei, but I can't change. No matter what, even if my brother is dead, or anything else, I can't help but feel like something's not right. I've lived my life only thinking and acting about avenging my brother. For years. In those years, I have never thought of anything else. What do you expect from me? To instantly forget about my past and move on. The grip Kakashi had on Sasuke slowly loosened up a bit, but he didn't let go. Sasuke, I can understand that this is hard on you. But the past is the past. You should forget about Sasuke, Sakura. It's like, the aged man thought of an example, Sakura's love for you. Please sensei, not now. Yes now. You should understand very well that Sakura is the only damn girl in this village, hell, the whole world who would love you truly. Staying by your side even though you pushed her away, crying even though you were never there to have a reason for her to cry, always thinking about you, and sacrificing her life just to show you how much she loves you. Yes, all of these he knew too well. Because like Naruto, he was always there for her. While she was worrying over Sasuke, they were worrying over her. The boy had left her, shunned her away. But yet, she still remained, hoping, with a single hope that he would return to her, even when all those other girls simply gave up on him slowly one by one. I know sensei, I know. Suddenly, the pupil pushed Kakashi backwards as he was able to escape the man's grip. Shoving his hands in his pockets, the young boy looked down at the ground. I can understand how Sakura feels, but I just don't know what to really do. If Sakura had her memories, it would have been easier for me to act myself around her. But now, she knows nothing about me. She doesn't even know my sins and her feelings for me. Silver hair flowed freely down the sensei's face as the teacher smiled. And you just won't admit that you don't know how to approach a girl. Are you feeling, how can I put this gently, jealous? Just forget that I thought this guy had changed. Sasuke rubbed his forehead and walked off without saying a word. Ah, Sakura-chan. Sorry about back in the hospital. Ino apologized sheepishly. If this dope didn't start an argument with me then we would have spent more time together. But I guess fate was kind enough to have us meet here. And with Naruto. Ino clapped her hands, though I wonder where Sasuke-kun is. Shikamaru was seated beside the blonde kunoichi, eating down his ramen. So you finally made it. Any memories brought back when you look at this place again? The Haruno girl scanned her eyes at the crowded tables and then at the kitchen behind the counter. Well, Iu Naruto, you ate that much already. The young girl's eyes widened, counting each of the ramen bowl her comrade had ordered, and finished. Holy shit, 12. The blonde stuffed the last egg noodles in his mouth and raised his hand, holding the pair of chopsticks. One more order of miso ramen please. Sakura sighed, and here goes my allowance. I can remember a bit. Really? What do you remember Sakura-chan? Naruto jumped up on his regular seat, enthusiastic. I can remember that every time you come here, you eat more than 10 bowls. She tapped her finger against the side of her head, trying to recall more as Shikamaru and Ino joined together in laughter. Oh my god Sakura, I can't believe you can remember that. The other female shook her head. Well, I'm glad you can remember something though. That means you're at least getting your memories back. Yeah, the cherry blossom smiled and looked at the menu. I'll have, seafood ramen special. Alright. The chief smiled with gratitude and scribbled her order down on a notebook. Seafood special coming up. Ino bit the end of her chopsticks. Can I ask you something Sakura-chan? I know it's improper to ask her now, but I can't help but be curious. Yes. Where did Sasuke-kun go? The shinobi girl asked blankly. Naruto had just put in the first spoonful of ramen in his mouth as he choked. Damn that Ino, why ask now? Oh, Sakura fidgeted with her fingers. I'm not sure myself. Naruto came and he just left, and told me if I was going to look for him then I would be able to find him. The girl didn't know why Sasuke had really left, though she could tell that he and Naruto didn't go well together. Something must have happened, but she couldn't really pinpoint the reason. Here's your meal ma'am. A cheerful waitress appeared and lowered the bowl of steaming noodles down to the table. Enjoy your meal. As the waiter girl left, Sakura just stared at the ramen. I guess that the topic got to her. Sakura's best friend nudged her boyfriend and sighed. I was just wondering, Sakura. Now, eat your ramen before it gets cold, she demanded, handing Sakura a pair of chopsticks. Shikamaru and I have a whole schedule picked out for us today. It'll bring back your memories in no time. The shadow specialist leaned back with a questionable look. And when did we? Right before Sakura-chan had came. Ino pinched him and smiled innocently. First, we're gonna visit the Hyugas. Hinata was worried sick about you. And then we'll give your parents a call. Probably after that, we can hold a party. Hyugas, the surname was familiar, just like the rest of the names that were told. Unlike the others, the Hyugas were easily memorized back in her mind. She knew that she didn't know them very well, but the image of a boy and girl appeared in her head. Silver, pupil-less eyes. Yes, she remembered them. Hinata and Neji, right. So you remember them. But that's not fair. Ino pouted. How come you don't remember me then? I guess because you guys have been enemies for so long, Shikamaru suggested, and that earned him with a smack. Enemies. Not particularly enemies, Yamanaka Ino glared at her boyfriend. Actually rivals, he butted in again and Ino just sighed. Shika-kun is trying to be a smartass again. I'm just trying to help her get back her memories, like everyone is. So I'm not really a bad person, the boy defended himself. Anyways, she's going to get her memories back anyways, so why would it matter? Like I said back in the hospital, she could have just lied in bed and waited for her memories to recover naturally. Ino's blue eyes rolled as she stood up. I'm going to pay for the food. Don't cause too much trouble, Shikamaru. But it's not like I'm still a kid, Ino. Well, I don't trust you. And there they went again. It was hard to believe that they were actually in love with each other. Weird enough, be together like this for so long, possibly a year already. Sakura couldn't actually think about how they could just live a day arguing each other like that. Was that really love? You have to be kidding, a voice was heard. No, I'm serious. A girl's laughed. I really like him. Maybe love him too. I didn't realize it until now, but I know it's not too late to tell him. Don't you think? There they were, standing in a room. The room looked familiar, like she was there before. Was this a memory? Another flashback or something? Sakura could see herself and Ino lying on the bed, staring straight at the mirror in front of a futon. They were playing with each other's hair. For some reason, both of them had short hair. Not that Sakura didn't change her hairstyle, she still kept the short hair above her shoulder. The only difference was that her bangs were longer, and Ino presently kept her hair longer, back to its waist-long length. Both of the girls were giggling, both holding a comb. Nope, it's cute that you like him. But who would have known? You guys argue like 24/7. If I didn't know better, I'd think you guys are soul enemies. The pink-haired shinobi teased, but I'm sure love shows in different colors. You got that right, so you should be happy now that I've found myself a guy. You should too. You know, Ino shifted, combing her friend's pink silky hair. Who knows where Sasuke-kun has been? You don't even know if he's dead or alive, or if he's really going to come back. I mean, it's Sakura-chan, you should really move on. Sasuke-kun. I know, Sakura sighed. But for some reason, when I try and not think about him, my heart just begins to ache. I can't help but think that he's still alive, and that maybe he might come back, someday. It was hard to tell if she had really said the last word, it seemed to come out barely a whisper. But, say he might come back. Do you think he would love you? Do you think he might consider you, or even know who you are? You know how Sasuke is, he might just brush you aside or ignore you. He's been gone for a few months now, and yet no sign of him. You have no idea where he is. The kunoichi paused a bit, her eyes dimmed. And, he's empty. Will you be important enough to him that you will be able to change him? Sakura-chan. She felt someone call her name, and the girl blinked a few times. Huh. Are you alright? Naruto had finished his fifth bowl of ramen and he had stopped to ask if she was okay. Giving him a reassuring smile, Sakura nodded. Yeah, something just popped up. Shikamaru raised his eyebrow. Oh, you seem to really be in a trance. A memory. He seems to know everything. Sakura stared at Ino's boyfriend. Why yeah, a strange memory. Well, old memories will resurface through the trial of amnesia, so that won't be a surprise. I guess coming here was a good idea after all, though to my disliking really. The lazy boy made a face. Now this place smells like Naruto, or, Naruto already smells like this place. Hey. The fox demon made an offended face but went back to eat the last portion of his ramen. Ino had then returned with a smile. Hey guys. Look who I just met. Sasuke appeared behind Ino, muttering a, yo, and a slight wave gesture. Naruto gloomed as his rival appeared. Why did that Sasuke bastard have to come now? Sakura-chan and I had just a good time eating ramen too. A groan was heard, but the rest of the gang ignored the rude blonde boy. So what do you want, Sasuke bastard? Naruto questioned, crossing his arm, chin up, eyes narrowed. Someone's sure tense. This is a must-see. Shikamaru smirked and observed the scene before him. It seemed like Naruto and Sasuke were doing some eye-to-eye competition on who could glare the longest. Sakura just sat there, whirled into space by their motives. Naruto, Sasuke, she mumbled, poking her ramen with the pair of chopsticks. What? They asked in unison and that just made Sakura more nervous. Better sit down before you two cause a mess. Sasuke, not wanting his stupid fangirls to know he was here, sat down immediately, while Naruto took his time and didn't let his eyes off the devious rival. Are you hungry, Sasuke? She asked, and was received with a shake in the head. He rested his arm on the table with his head lowered down. Something wrong, Sasuke? Sakura asked again. Wow, I'm sure persistent about his moves, she retorted to herself. Sasuke usually does that when he's in a crowded place. Shikamaru answered for the quiet shinobi. Ah, I see, the Jade Eye's possessor nodded understandingly. So, now that we're done eating, should we continue with Ino-chan's plan? I just called her Ino-chan, maybe I am getting familiar with it now. The blonde nodded. Yes. To the Hyugas, I'm sure Hinata will be happier seeing you better, Sakura, and also seeing Naruto. She winked and guided everyone to where the two cousins usually trained. At first, Sasuke had no idea why he was following them. But seeing that Sakura was trying to gain back her memories, he might as well help out. Naruto, on the other hand, though, seemed irritated that Sasuke was hanging out with them, and especially with the traitor walking beside Sakura too. Though, as usual, Sasuke didn't hold a conversation, it had seemed like they enjoyed each other's presence. Sakura-chan, Hinata waved timidly. Naruto-kun, a slight pinkness appeared before her cheeks, and the heir of the Hyuga family looked down. I'm glad, to see you too well, and oh, Hinata eyed Sasuke instantly and she bowed. It's good to see you well too, Sasuke-kun. Uchiha Sasuke just nodded back and looked around. They were in a training area, though Neji was nowhere in sight. Hey, Hinata-chan, Sakura felt something was strange. Where's Neji? Oh, brother Neji went to pick up 1010, the shy girl exclaimed. I'm sure they'll be back soon. Ino had that romantic gaze, again. Ooh, so is 1010 and Neji a couple? She was trying to dig up as much facts and information as she could. It was a girl's job anyway to have people in this village know what was going on in Konoha. From missions to relationships, people had to be prepared after all. I don't know if I should really say. Hinata shut her eyes closed as she thought. The violet-haired girl didn't want Neji to be mad at her. She knew 1010 wouldn't mind if everyone knew, but then again, back to Neji, he was different. Hinata just couldn't bring herself to gossip about someone's love affairs, but she knew Ino would find every way to prowl into someone's life. You see, I'm not actually sure. The timid female recalled, saying half the truth. Apu, Ino sighed and straightened up. I'll have to see for sure though, maybe Tenten'll tell me, Ino mumbled to herself. Hinata just signed in relief. Well, at least I didn't say anything wrong. PSSFT, I bet Neji and Tenten are going out, the voice in Sakura's head sneered with laughter. What? Who was talking to her, or was it her imagination? Sasuke turned to look at the kunoichi with concern. Something wrong? He asked. The girl felt warmth bubble in her stomach as he asked her this. For some reason, she just seemed to react this way only towards him. Uchiha Sasuke. Did something happen between them before she had really lost of memories? All these questions made her more eager to have her past life return to her. I don't see why we have to be here, I think I'm going to go. Sasuke told her as he began to walk away again. Sakura didn't want him to leave this time without a good explanation, so she followed him as well. Sasuke, Sakura called as she tried to catch up to him. Though her calls were in vain as he continued to walk somewhere, she wasn't sure where though. Where are you going? Still no response from him, but she knew that of course he was listening to her. Sakura heaved a sigh and gave up asking him. She stayed quiet and followed suit, waiting until he stopped. Is this what Ino meant when she said he was cold? Sure. He's quiet, ignores me, won't even turn around and answer me, I guess he's something like that. But for some reason, Sakura had bumped into him as he suddenly halted. The girl apologized shortly. Why did you stop? It was a worthless question as he didn't even answer her again. So Sakura tried to see for herself, looking over his shoulder. As she saw the scenery, she gasped. It was beautiful, cherry blossoms everywhere. They were falling, spring was about to end as the petals danced in the sky. She found herself breathless, and sneaked a glance at Sasuke. He looks so gorgeous under a cherry blossom tree, the thought had caressed her mind and Sakura found herself blushing. Instead, the Haruno daughter tried and focused her eyes somewhere else, such as the pink fluttering petals. It fell, softly, swirling, floating, rising, falling. In a dazed trance, Sakura couldn't pull her eyes off the pieces of the flower. I'm feeling dizzy, she thought, mumbling a few words and she collapsed unconscious. It seemed like an instant before Sasuke turned to look at the girl that was following him. She was then sprawled on the grass, strands of hair misplaced over her face as she was glazed against the cold sun. Shit, Sasuke muttered. Dark, that was the only thing she could see as she opened her eyes. Where am I? Was the question that spilled out of her. It was cold, and dark. Like the sun had shattered, and there was no feeling of light at all. Sakura felt herself shiver. Sasuke. Naruto. It felt like eternity, till someone would answer her cries, her sudden loneliness. Why had she called their names? Was it because they were the only her teammates? She wasn't even sure, her mind bared emptiness just like her surroundings. No memories, nothing in sight. Someone, anyone, Haruno Sakura. Finally, someone had spoke, and Sakura felt so relieved. There was someone, she wasn't alone here. Please, help me, why am I here? The girl had remembered that she was with Sasuke, staring at cherry blossoms. But why was she suddenly here, in this dark and cold place? You've been summoned by me, Haruno, because I want to know what you want. That was a vague statement, right? What did she want? Searching her mind, Sakura realized there was nothing in her head to know what she wanted. It was like a vast gap, an empty shell. It felt so lonely not knowing anything, anyone. I want my memories back. And suffer through the pain, all over again. What did this voice mean? I don't know. Have you ever hesitated to remember those sad, painful memories you've held dear to you? Have you lost the dreams you had, wishing with your heart that they might come true? Do you think your life would be better, your loneliness will become less if you had your memories again? It was confusing to understand this. Did her past life, before she had lost her memories, was it that painful? Was the empty feeling inside her stronger back then than now? You have a choice, to start a new life, or suffer the emotions that battle inside you every day, from the moment you last lost yourself. What the voice said was scary, shivering her spine. It made the 14-year-old doubt about herself, about what she wanted. She didn't even know what had caused the pain she had had. Was it something horrible? Did she even want to know? Isn't there a way to remember the rest except that certain part of the memory? Sakura asked quietly. It was the only way. Yes, it was selfish on her behalf, but the kunoichi really wanted her memories back. It held dear to her. The only thing that was holding her back was the painful ones this one warned her about. There is, but will you regret it? Do you really want to really lose that memory while regaining the rest? Splatter. Sakura looked at the palm of her hands. She was crying. Teardrops had rolled off and poured on her delicate hands. Why am I crying? The reason was unknown, it just felt sad thinking about it. Would she really regret losing those parts of the memories? Of course not, who would want to remember painful memories? But the tears wouldn't stop falling. Like the memories were more than hurtful, it was something else. Just go along with it. I want my memories back, at any cost. Sakura felt her heart pounding, like it was going to burst open. The pain was unbearable, but she continued to go with her choice. Her skin prickled, as if the temperature was getting colder. Why does it feel like I made the wrong choice? As you wish, Haruno Sakura, the memories of that boy and your suffering emotions will disappear from your mind. The rest will return safely. Finally, the conversation was ending. But where was she going to go now? Sakura wondered, would she finally return to reality, and have everything back to normal? The voice had mentioned someone, a boy. Had that boy caused her pain? It was hard to backtrack, seeing she didn't have that memory anymore, or she didn't have it anyways. But I warn you, your first pain may not match the pain you will suffer in the future. What? Sakura opened her eyes slowly. As her vision cleared out, she could see someone sleep silently beside her bed. He looked so handsome, like a prince. The peaceful expression he had stayed motionless in his sleeping form made her blush. His face didn't come familiar though, until Sakura began to blink a few times. Sasuke. Ah, yes, she remembered. The girl had fainted when they were watching the cherry blossoms fall. But what had happened after that? The boy woke up, staring at her without even moving. So, you're awake. Sakura nodded, pushing back a strand of her pink hair behind her ear. Where am I? The place looked like a hospital, Konoha Hospital. She could tell the boy was surprised by her guess. How did you know? I remember that I came here a few times, visiting. Sasuke's ear perked up, maybe her memories are back from that faint. Lee-san. She answered with a delight tone, yeah. For some reason she didn't say she had visited him too. The Uchiha boy seemed disappointed, but he thought probably she didn't get her memories back 100 yet. It might take some time, and the way she responded to him at first with, Sasuke, still meant she didn't remember him either. Sasuke had to agree that it was strange hearing her say, Sasuke, instead of, Sasuke-kun, anymore. Where's Kakashi-sensei? And she remembers Kakashi-sensei, huh? He's talking to Hokage-sama. Tsunade-sama. She was here as well. And she remembers that old woman. Yeah, a lot of them were here. You were unconscious for a while though, Sasuke explained. You've been out for nearly 2 days. Oh, the pink-haired feminine seemed surprised. I didn't know I was unconscious that long. I guess I got a lot of people worried. She looked at the flowers that were on the table. That Ino-chan. Sakura made a face, reading the card that was connected to the rose. Get well soon. I bet you fainted because of Shikamaru's continuous rant. She laughed. That's so Ino and Shikamaru. That's weird. She seems back to normal. Sasuke wondered why she couldn't remember him then. Sakura. Sasuke slowly stood up from his chair and sat on her bed. Do you know who I am? Of course. Even though we met a few days ago, Ino-chan introduced me to you. You're Uchiha Sasuke. Plus, how can I forget? You're so handsome. Though his face changed, and Sakura felt bad. Did I say something wrong? So she doesn't remember me? That isn't right. Sakura, do you think you've recovered your memory? I guess so. What do you remember after someone had dropped you? Do you remember anything before that? I remember I was with Lee, she slowly replied. The image flashed back to her. She was with Guy's student and there was someone else, I think, but the rest was left a mystery. They were in a classroom, something happened and she got hurt. After that, words, what words? Sakura swore someone had said something to her. Was it Lee? Anything else? The boy asked anxiously. Well, I remember talking to Kakashi-sensei, though I don't remember what we were talking about. And then I went to look for Lee, and then something happened, we got hurt, and after that, I don't really recall. Bullshit. It wasn't possible that she remembered everything else but him. What was going on? Sakura, as a genin, what team were you on and who was on your team? Team 7, it easily was brought up, with Kakashi-sensei, and Naruto. There was supposed to be 3 genins per team, you, Naruto, and who else? His face inched towards her, his eyes flashing dangerously. Something wasn't right. What did he want her to remember? Sakura frowned and bit her lip. 3 per team. But all she could remember was Kakashi and Naruto. Was there someone else? How is it possible to be 3 people when I only remember Naruto in my team? Sakura. Sasuke placed his hands on both sides of her shoulder. Do you remember me? Do you remember how many times you've saved me? Do you remember Orochimaru's curse? Do you remember anything about me? He was shaking her practically. Stop, Sasuke. It took a moment for him to stop and she looked him in the eyes. Those cold, onyx eyes, though she could hint that beyond those pupils were warmth. I don't remember you. We've just met a few days ago, and I've remembered people talking about someone having the Orochimaru curse, but other than that, my head is empty about you or the things you've asked. It can't be possible, Sasuke whispered, his eyes slowly looking down at the blanket. How could you forget? It's just not possible, something must have happened. I'm Sasuke, Sakura. We've known each other since we became genins. Probably longer. You tried to help me kill my brother, remember? There had to be a chance that you remember. She was caught off guard as he began to shoot out questions. Why couldn't she remember? If what he was saying was true, then what was going on? Did some part of her memories not come back to her? Sakura didn't know. I'm sorry, Sasuke. It's all lost. No. What? Sakura eyed him as he began to stand up. Sasuke. She doesn't remember you. It's over. Can you feel it, Uchiha Sasuke? The light in you is slowly fading. You're alone, aren't you? Shut up. Sakura was taken back with what he just said. Shut up. But you were the one who was acting crazy. What are you going to do now? It may be a slim chance that she will remember you now, seeing that her memories have returned her too, except those bearing your present or name. How could you, Sakura? Sasuke had his back on her. Part of his bangs covered his eyes as he had his hand on the door. The love, he didn't finish his sentence as he walked off, out of the room and slamming the door behind him. Sakura stared at the closed door startled. What? Sakura has her memories back. I heard there was something up though. Tsunade sat down at her desk. She tapped her finger against the wooden furniture. So, how's Sakura? It was an unexpected question, but Kakashi stood there with a grim expression. She seems to remember everything, except. The Hokage stared at the Junin's dull eyes. He was wearing his mask again, and so she couldn't tell if he was actually frowning or his cloth was wrinkled. For some reason, she doesn't remember Sasuke. That's a surprise. Tsunade smiled slightly. I don't even know if it's a good or bad thing. It seemed to have scarred Sasuke though. He's been training ever since his last confront with Sakura. So I guess Sakura and Sasuke's emotion have suddenly switched. Sakura is now the one inflicting pain on Sasuke. Ah, I see. She knew that this opportunity for her student to forget about her past lover was a good thing. After what Sasuke had done to her, it was impossible to think that she would ever give up on him or they would get together. But now that Sakura didn't know him, or have any feelings for him, she was able to start over, have a better life than before. So, it seems like you're not up to trying to help Sakura bring back her missing memories, right? Kakashi exclaimed, and Tsunade looked at him surprised. I don't think it's my job to do that. I think that Sakura is stopping herself from remembering. Oh, but why would she do that, Hokage-sama? When you have seen that she has loved Sasuke for so long, it would kill her even to give up her love for him. No matter what, I'm sure she would have wanted to keep her memories of Sasuke. You seem to know your students, Kakashi-san. The man just chuckled. They are my students after all. And I think this would have caused some problems if Sasuke and Sakura were put together in training and missions, don't you think? It's better off to have her get back her full memories, even if she did get it back, and it caused her pain, it'd be better than having her live in the dark. I guess so, but I'm not sure if my full potential of being a medical nin would really help in this condition. I've never met someone who was able to lose every memory of the one she loved, everything about him in her mind, as if the events never have happened. I hope Sakura-chan likes these flowers, Lee thought as he held a bouquet of pink roses. Ino-chan said that she liked these, but he felt a bit of doubt. It had been a week since he had last seen the girl he was so high over heels in love with. And that was at the hospital. She seemed to remember him right away, which made the boy happy. Sakura-chan, my love, wait for me. It was a lame phrase, but Lee was a specialist about saying super dramatic statements. And I've also heard the rumors about her not remembering Sasuke. Pure luck it seems. As he approached her house, he also saw Naruto heading the same way. Naruto, my rival, trying to get to my Sakura-chan first, not gonna happen. Lee put on his confident face and raced toward the Haruno household. As he passed Naruto, Naruto blinked and finally knew what was going on. Oi, hey, I'm not going to let you get to Sakura first. And so they raced, pushing and shoving to their beloved Sakura's door. Oof. Hey. Ouch. That hurt. It was filled with complaints and cries. Sakura-chan. The two boys called out unison, waiting for her to open the door. Sakura's gonna like my flowers. Naruto stuck his tongue out. No. Sakura-san is going to like my flowers. Oh, a girl walked up to them. If you're looking for Sakura-chan, she just went with a man a while ago. What did you need from me, Kakashi-sensei? Nothing. Just wanted to see how you were. Ah, well, I'm doing great. Sakura grinned happily. Do you feel like something's missing? What did her sensei mean? It was like one of those conversations she had seemed to have with her friends as well, except Lee and Naruto. All they were doing was sending her tons of flowers and asking her to train or eat ramen. What do you mean, sensei? Nothing. Though, you've heard those rumors, right? Everyone has seemed to be concerned about your health, mostly with your sudden change towards Sasuke. Oh, that, Sakura sighed, I really don't know why everyone is asking me about this. I don't remember Sasuke, at all. And there's no trace that I've seen him before. Sure, I like him, but something's stopping me from liking him any further. It makes me feel bad that everyone is talking about it. She was holding her Konoha headband tightly. It wasn't placed on her head as usual. Sakura just felt like holding it instead. I want to ask you a question. If you really wanted your old memories back, would you accept them? Or are you fine with your life now? Kakashi stood before her, patting her on the head like a child. Think about it. And before she could answer, the teacher had disappeared with a poof. Everything was so confusing. Sakura scowled at herself. Why couldn't she remember? I thought everything was going to be back to normal, but now, to Kakashi's question earlier, she did feel like something was missing. It felt wrong when she was having fun with her friends, hanging with Naruto or Lee so carefreely. It seemed like the girl had to worry over something, or had to think of someone. It never occurred to her that as she put the puzzle together, the person was Sasuke. It had been a week since she last saw him, and that was when he seemed mad at her and left, slamming the door in her face. Throughout that week, Sakura had asked everyone about the things that were going on between Sasuke and her in the past. But everyone just hesitated to answer her. Why though? It's not like the reason was serious, right? Walking back to her home, the Kunoichi past the training field, she remembered that she had always met up with Naruto and Kakashi-sensei here for training. How could you forget? It's just not possible, something must have happened. I'm Sasuke, Sakura. We've known each other since we became genins. Probably longer. You tried to help me kill my brother, remember? There has to be a chance that you remember. Was what he said was true? Why did she feel like she was missing something huge? It can't be possible, the girl told herself and walked on. How could it be possible? Memories can't just be erased, and not so efficiently. Her feet then stopped against her command and she looked up to see a boy on the other side of her path. Sasuke. He heard her say his name and the young shinobi sighed, Sakura. She wanted to say something, figure out what was going on. No one seemed to want to talk about her relationship with Sasuke. Was there something really wrong with them? Do you think it's fate that you can't remember me? Sasuke breathed those words out, glancing at her. She felt the tears forming again against her will unexpectedly. Why was this happening to her? Why did he have to ask? I don't know. I don't even know why this is happening. Of course, you lost your memories, about me. Sasuke's voice was low, but anyone could tell it was getting crackled from the pain he was going through. The boy never cried ever since his parents had died, and he wasn't going to break that habit now. So the only evidence of his hurt was through his behaviors. The hands of the Uchiha boy were badly injured from punching so many times. Sakura could tell that his stamina was wasted from all that training. It made her feel hurt. I'm sorry, Sasuke. I guess I can't make everything better when I don't know how. A tear fell and she continued to cling to her Konoha headband. You don't need to cry, Sakura. I guess it's really fate. I should have known better. Maybe I should have reacted sooner before you lost your memory, but there's nothing I can do then regret. She knew the boy in front of her had made sense, and she shouldn't be feeling depressed just because of this. But, for some reason, Sakura had to cry for him. It just made it feel like she had so many times before. Crying to her was a habit already. And then, Sakura could feel his cold hands brush against her cheek. He wiped away the tears and she stared at his angelic face. His mouth was etched into a smirk, which fitted his feature. Don't cry, Sakura. Crying doesn't help. I don't even know who you are. The girl began to say in her sobers, but for some reason, it seems like I've known you forever. I don't know what you're doing to me, but it hurts so much to just see you. I should have been having fun with Lee-san or Naruto, but I can't. Now that I don't have any memories of you, it just seems worse. She collapsed on the ground, digging her nails in the wet dirt. Her tears splashed down and Sakura continued to cry. Everyone begins to say that it was the best that I lost my memories of you, but at times, I just feel curious about why I don't recall knowing you, or why was it that I don't remember you. Hey Sasuke-kun, will you go out with me? No thanks. As the pain I'm feeling right now, the same pain as from what I've caused you. Sasuke leaned down on one knee and held her chin with one hand, having her look at him. I guess it's worth it that you've forgot about me, maybe your life is better that way. As he said so, his other hand caressed her hair. It's okay, Sakura, your memories are only your memories. He was right, and if those were her memories, she had to be able to remember. Just a little bit. I love you, Sasuke-kun. Sakura's eyes widened. Sasuke-kun. Naruto ran to the Hokage's office, searching for Kakashi. If that little said was true, Sakura had gone with that perverted teacher. Lee did the same, following Naruto and still holding the flowers he had for Sakura. Why are you following me, thick brows? Go look for Sakura yourself. No way am I going to let you find Sakura, Lee told the blonde. And I mean, I don't know why you're even looking for her. You know she doesn't like you. And you think she likes you. The Chunin snorted, I don't think so. But I'm sure she will fall for me someday. I have a chance now that she doesn't remember Sasuke-san. Naruto slowed down and stared ahead. Do you think it will be that easy? What? Sakura-chan has loved Sasuke for so long and so much. I don't think it'll be that easy for her to forget that Sasuke bastard. No matter what, she will remember him again. Naruto didn't know why he was telling Lee this, but the boy thought it was better for him to know. A few days ago, Kakashi-sensei had given him a lecture about Sakura. Hearing this, Naruto had agreed that no matter what, she would find a way to remember Sasuke, and as soon as that happens, the old painful emotions would return to her. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to have fun with Sakura-chan as much as possible because I know that one day, she'll cry again. The memories will hit her, and she won't be able to enjoy the happiness again. I want to cherish these moments with her. Lee was speechless to hear these words from Naruto. The boy seemed so immature, always carefree, that he didn't know Naruto cared that much for Sakura. I know that Sasuke bastard may not show any emotions towards Sakura-chan, but deep inside, he loves Sakura-chan as much as she loves him. What? Lee followed along, stumbling with what Naruto had said now. How do you know that? The caring shinobi clenched his fist. I've been in the same team with Sasuke for so long, of course I'm able to tell. Especially from Sasuke, he cares for her a lot with how she treats him. He's a guy that has never had anyone love him or care for him so much, so he needed someone, and Sakura was that person. So don't you feel jealous, Naruto-kun? Hee, of course I do. But I have someone who cares for me a lot too. And I won't let that go unnoticed, the boy grinned. Ooh, you mean Hinata? Well, yeah, a long time ago, Sakura-chan always pestered me about how much Hinata-chan liked me. I guess I was sorta touched, because I never really paid attention to her. It's good to know that I have an admirer, Naruto laughed. It's just hard for your feelings to move on to someone else. You've liked Sakura-chan for some time now, right? Lee asked, because I've liked Sakura-chan since the Chunin exams. Haha, I've liked her longer. Since the Ninja Academy. Naruto stuck his tongue out, letting Lee feel defeated. But I love Sakura-chan so ha. Lee gave Naruto his flashy smile and walked on. Naruto shrugged. It's not worth loving someone with their heart dedicated to someone else. I have always envied you, Sasuke-kun. I have always wanted to be you, because you were a genius, you had everything. But then, I envied you more and grew jealous when Sakura began to devote herself to you. I know, Lee's voice began to shake, I know it too well. Then why? Sakura can't stop loving Sasuke, but I can't stop loving her. Unrequited love, right? Lee laughed sheepishly and sighed. I thought I had a chance for Sakura to return my feelings, but I guess not. In Sakura's world, everything revolves around Sasuke. Lee seemed to be listening to a different Naruto as the boy began to speak. What had brought this boy to act and say these words? She cares for Sasuke, thinks of Sasuke, will risk her life for Sasuke, sacrifice her life for Sasuke. Naruto began to list the number of things Sakura had done for Sasuke on his fingers. You've known and seen how Sakura-chan was when Sasuke left. That time was the most painful time in Lee's life. It was so hard to see her, because she was always hiding in her room or training in the field. Either that or the depressed girl was with Hokage-sama, graduating to become a medical nin. She always tried to smile, hiding the painful face she had away from the public. But Sakura didn't trick him. Lee knew that she was suffering inside, deeply. I know, but that's a good reason for Sakura to not regain her memories about him. Do you think it'd be right for her to go through that all over again? I think. Naruto patted himself. This time things will change. Sasuke, I love you. Please, stay with me, don't go. If you do, then, please, take me with you. I can't stay here, without you. Please, stay with me. He looked at her with such sincerity she had ever seen in his eyes before. These eyes had looked at her once before. He lied on top of her, one of his hand touching her cheek. Maybe, I can really open up to you, Haruno Sakura. The warmth of those words made her so happy, enough for a few strands of tears to escape from her eyes. Sasuke-kun, please, let her remember. Sasuke tried to smile at her, though it only lasted a few seconds as he stood in front of her. He wanted to hug her so badly. It hurt so much to see her like this, and it hurt to know that she didn't remember him. How many times had he blamed himself for this? If only I wasn't so careless. The memories, each were slowly coming back, but slow enough for her to feel as if she was going to cry again. Let me be with you. Sasuke-kun, Sasuke-kun, Sasuke-kun. Sakura cried his names multiple times, suddenly flinging her arms over him and sobbing on his shoulder. The wind blew softly as Sakura held her embrace on Sasuke. I remember. Please, stay with me. She remembers. Slowly hearing her words, Sasuke carefully wrapped his arms around her waist. She seemed so fragile, crying against him. She's crying all her pain out. He rested his head on her shoulder and began to breathe the cherry blossom scent. Her headband lied beside her, dropped on the ground revealing the symbol of the leaf. Since the Ninja Academy, she's loved me this long. He tightened his hold on her delicate form. She was like a weak flower, she could die anytime. And Sasuke was here to protect her, to never let her hurt again. I'm sorry, Sakura. The kunoichi had stopped crying, but she began to sniffle. It's okay, Sasuke-kun. I'm just happy. I remember now, and I'm glad that I remember. No matter what happens, I will always love you and remember you, Sasuke-kun.